Hey there YouTube, are you like me? Have you always wanted a beautiful example of the Springfield Model 1903 chambered in 30-06 from World War I era? Well, I finally got one. Here she is. Now I'm a little embarrassed to tell you how much I paid for it, but I just had to have this, so I went for it. It was a little bit of an impulse purchase, but she's home now. There are lots of videos on YouTube about the history of this gun and the companion gun for World War I, the model 1917. So I'm not going to get into that. But I thought I would share with the channel a couple things that I learned when I was searching for this gun, because you have to be a little bit careful if your goal is to have a gun with all original parts. These guns were in trench warfare in Europe, and they were beaten up. There was corrosive ammo. They came back in really, really rough shape, understandably. So the guns, if they were salvageable, were refurbished. New stocks, or the stocks were repaired, new barrels. So what I did with this gun is, the first thing is I looked at the serial number on the receiver, and I'm going to show you a close-up of that in just a second. And the serial number was 999415. And you can look up online that basically the production date was 1918. So once you have that information, you would then look on the barrel, and you'll see here that it says 10/1918, 10/18. So that's October 1918. So the barrel matches the receiver in terms of the year of production, and that makes you pretty confident that this is exactly how it was issued. If a barrel came back from the war damaged and they replaced it, the date on the barrel would be different than the receiver date, and that would be your first big clue. Now, in terms of the stock, this is what they look like. This gun was never refinished. It has a couple dings and dents that you'd consider normal for this time period. So this appears to be the original stock. You don't want to see it all super shiny, because that suggests that it was refinished. Now, the sling is a military issued sling, and on it is date stamped 1914, so it puts it right into the time period. So this is very conceivable that this sling was issued with this gun all at the same time. Now, my guess is that this gun is in such good condition because it never saw action. Because if you remember your history, the armistice was signed in November 1918. And so this gun was made 1 month before the armistice. So that means it's unlikely that this gun traveled all the way across the Atlantic and landed in the hands of a soldier. The gun came with a bayonet, and this is an authentic bayonet. Now, I'm going to talk about the scabbard in just a second, because that's not the correct time period, but it's still really cool. So I'm going to put that to the side. This is a Springfield Armory 1906 manufactured 16-inch bayonet. And these things are just absolutely beautiful, and they're like really kind of beast mode, aren't they? You'd hate to be an enemy on the other side of this thing. And they basically just kind of slip on the gun with a little, there's a little button that you press there, and this just kind of slides right over the barrel here, right like this. And you just kind of slide it down, you push the button, it goes right over the top of the muzzle there, and there she is. You like that? Woo! She is beautiful. The design here is very similar to the Mauser. In fact, I believe there were royalties that were paid to the Germans. It's a cock on open, like that, and you can see the rear locking lug right there. And we've got two front locking lugs, and we've got the claw extractor, and this flag safety is right there. So that's the middle. That's safety on. You can't pull the trigger. A lot of soldiers would leave it like that. You flip it down and you fire. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take her to the range. It makes me anxious, but I want you guys to see me shooting this.